Greetings everybody, I'm the Scarlet Shot and welcome to Blackout Revival again. Yup. Recently the game has undergone a new update which adds a zombie survival game mode for both free players and paid players, which is basically the entire reason for the current spike in the player count. Now if anyone has seen my previous video on this game, you'll probably know that my take on it was really negative, which has resulted in a lot of hardcore fans of the game to come crying and whining in my comments, which is honestly pretty funny. And if you're one of those people, just know that my opinion about the main game has not changed in the slightest, so you can just go away with that. But since the game updated, I decided that it was worth to try the new zombie game mode, and I must say that I'm surprised that the new zombie game mode is much better than the main mode. But to be honest, it's way better than both game modes being bad, so I'm not complaining at all. And if I have to be honest, I had quite a lot of fun playing it. Yeah, it was, let's say, the enjoyable experience. I probably do that again in the future, so I could also even do like a more gameplay-focused video revolving around it in the future. I might, to be honest. I'm still considering it because I have other stuff to do videos on, but this might be an option. But without further ado, I suppose that the introduction's done, so we might as well get into it. So I want to start off by breaking down what basically this mode is all about. So to put it simply, you will spawn inside a lobby where you will be able to either play by yourself or with a team of players. Once you're ready to play, you will spawn inside a map, and then zombies will come out each round to kill you. The amount of zombies spawning will increase each round, and then, after killing a round, you will be able to get one perk from a list that is randomly generated. Each perk may or may not be beneficial depending on the class that you get at the start of the game. If I am not mistaken, each class varies on what they can and cannot do. However, I have only played 2 of them, so I cannot say for certain. However, what I can confirm is that depending on the class that you pick, you will spawn with different items. After a certain amount of rounds, you will be able to get to a shop where you will be able to buy stuff, repair your broken weapons or buy ammo. The type of shop that you will be able to access depends on the class that you picked. Also, as the rounds go on, new types of zombies will come and spawn, and if you get knocked, another player will be able to revive you. So that's basically how the game works on the basics. Now we'll get on the more complex stuff, for example, how good it is, like the good parts of the gameplay of this game mode. And I have quite a lot to say, to be honest, so I guess I could just start right now. So unlike the main game, the zombie mode actually has a lot of stuff that is worth complimenting, and it's not like the same stuff with each Roblox zombie game. No, it's actually some niche stuff that a lot of players probably haven't even noticed, and it's not like, oh, different types of zombies arrived after a certain amount of waves. No, there's actually something like details on like the gameplay itself and how it plays that differentiates from the majority of zombie games. A good example of that would be how the ranged weapons work. Like in most Roblox zombie games or first-person shooters in general, you just aim and shoot. Instead here it's actually hard to hit enemies consistently, and it enhances how much teamwork you need to succeed in the game mode. And I feel like that really adds a lot to the game, you know, to the experience of the game mode. And I guess that applies also to the main game. However, there you do not use ranged weapons as much due to the permadeath, loss of items and money. Instead here, since you spawn with them and you can buy them at the shop with the cash you get each wave, you get to experience this way more than in the main game. So yeah, I guess that is definitely worth mentioning, considering that I had way more fun and it was way more engaging than most shooters on Roblox, and that's really cool. Another thing that surprised me was definitely the AI of the zombies. Now, for starters, it had good pathfinding, which is basically the bare minimum that you want in any Roblox zombie game. In fact, if I'm not wrong, every known Roblox zombie game has a good pathfinding of the zombies. However, the zombies in this game also try to dodge melee attacks, and that's really cool. If you try to attack them in melee and they are like far enough from you to dodge, they will back down and dodge the attack, and that's like surprising. I didn't like expect that, because most of the zombies in most zombie games, they just walk towards you and attack, and they just stand still when you are shooting or slashing at them, and these ones don't, and it's really, you know, it's really nice to see some change in stuff like this that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it's cool nonetheless. And the fact that it also works nicely. For example, they dodge the attack and then slash once at you and then dodge again. They keep backing down to make sure they keep the exact distance for you to not attack them on melee. They force you to charge forward towards them, which makes you more vulnerable to the attacks of other zombies, and that's really well thought as a system. Another thing they do is that the zombies, when they are at a certain distance from you and they are actively running, they will then try to leap at you in order to close the gap, so that you cannot actively run away from them like you can do in a lot of other Roblox zombie games. And that's really nice, considering that it fixed a lot of issues with the zombies just being brainless things. They just run at you and attack. Instead, this game enhances that significantly by adding lots of features that make it so it's actually hard to fight against them. Like in the majority of Roblox zombie games, you will be nice, you will be fine if you just press S, if you just hold S and shoot at them, or use a long-range melee weapon when that's a thing. Here you cannot. Here you need to actually use your brain, have decent teammates, and have some sort of hell-fast strategy in order to survive. And that's, that struck me nice, so that's cool, because that lacks, that's a thing that it's not there in a lot of games, and it should be there. The last thing I want to talk about is the shop system. Instead of having one single shop that each class needs to use, it has one shop for each class, so that you do not need to scroll for your items that are exclusive to your class, and that's cool. And now for the bad things, I won't talk about it too much, because to be honest, I find myself really good playing this mode, and I don't think it will be needed to talk about it a lot, because there's a few things that I didn't like. The rest, it was all fine, it's good. So first off, some attacks of the zombies hit you earlier than the animation shows, so it becomes kind of problematic to parry the attack. And that issue mostly shows during the leap attack of the zombies. It's really difficult to parry because, if I'm not wrong, the attack does not align with the animation, and it makes it really hard to deal with. Another thing is the hitboxes of the zombies. Like, for example, they leap at me and I try to parry, but they just phase through me, the attack doesn't hit me, and so I don't parry, and that's like problematic. That happens several times, and it would be really cool if they just fixed it. And with that being said, I do not think there is anything else worth talking about this game mode. It's definitely way better than the main game. I seriously like that more. It has way less issues, and to be honest, in my opinion, in my genuine opinion, I believe that the Blackout devs are way more talented in doing zombie survival games rather than that pseudo open world criminality, if you can even call it like that, game that is the main game. Because that one is seriously problematic, and the zombie mode is actually good, and you can see that some problems actually come out when you analyze this, so yeah. But since this video is not about that, we can just close the curtain and let things work out their own way. Regardless, that's all. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe or don't, it's your choice, and yeah, have a good day.
Okay, before we get down to business, there's something I have to tell you. I'm fresh out of honey.